Hey everyone, I'm Mark. This is Crystal. You're watching M4G Advocacy Media. This is the Journey Series podcast, season 2, episode 42. And today we're joined by a special guest, Debbie Waltz, and she's going to talk a bit about her story and her journey so far and what she's doing now.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, thank you for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity to
You're
talk
welcome.
about my journey with journey with my disability and using my disability for God's glory.
Good.
Thank you for joining us, Debbie. Why don't we start at the beginning and just tell us a bit about, if you're okay with it, tell us a bit about growing up and how you came to where you are now.
Sure. To start with how I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. I was born in April of 1980 at the University of Michigan Hospital in Ann Arbor. I was born at 2.6 pounds and spent 1 month in intensive care. I came home at 4.6 pounds. At that point, my parents hadn't really noticed any changes, but at the age of 2, my parents noticed I was slowly progressing, unlike my brother Tim. And I could not hold my head up or call like him. So my doctor first said, okay, well, maybe she just needs therapy. So after therapy, unfortunately, nothing had changed. So my doctor invited my parents to the doctor's office, and he had made this appointment after hours, so nobody was in the office, and he said, "I'm sorry, your child has CP and probably will never walk or talk or anything like that. I have quadriplegia. That means I use my arms, so I require care for all the basic needs that I have, eating, dressing, etc. But luckily, the Lord gave me a clear voice, and my mind was not that affected. On March 10th, 1985, I was attending church, and my Sunday school teacher was talking about Mark 2:1-5. This is where Jesus heals the paralytic. And I asked my sorry, I need to breathe here. I asked my Sunday school teacher to help me through the Lord's Prayer and ask Jesus into my life. And then after that, I got a lot of opportunities to speak about His grace. One of the opportunities was 1990, where I became the United Cerebral Palsy ambassador for the state of Maryland. You guys have any questions? while I take a break here? Or anything you want to add here?
So, what I guess one of my questions are what have you gone through and tried to, everyone has their own journey, trying to accept their own level of disability and what they can't do, and and adapt. What was that like for you?
Well, I basically just use my disability as a platform, like show people that you're disabled, but you can do anything you want through Christ if you're a Christian. He- I'm sorry. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. And I accepted, and through my middle school years, I learned to adapt and got mainstreamed. I learned, I learned to wear life in a wheelchair. I love reading and writing. The care of those loving people who choose special education, counting on other people to help me through my daily routines. And the thing that I like to think about is Johnny Erickson's song, "May I Borrow Your Hands, mine." And in that song, she says, "May I borrow your hands, mine don't work so well." Like I said, I got mainstreamed in the 5th and 6th grade. And during that time, my mom had to help in personal care, and sometimes because at that time they were having financial issues, and they couldn't find personal care in the education system. So my mom offered to help me during some of the classes. So you can imagine how that changed our relationship. That was a unique experience. After that time, 1994, I began using speech recognition. That really helped my independence because I was able to do more stuff on my own. I graduated from high school in June of 1999 in the National Honor Society at that time. At that time, after that, I decided to go to community college, where I got my associate's degree in general studies. And at that time, I really wanted some more independence. So I was like, "Mom, Dad, can I go and see what living in my dorm, and see what living in a dorm is like?" But they were kind of scared. They weren't sure how God was gonna allow everything to work. But so that we decided on a compromise. We went, and then at that time I was living in Michigan, and we decided to look at Concordia University of Ann Arbor, where that university is 15 minutes from my home at that point. So they were like, why don't you try this? Get caregivers during the week and then come home on the weekends. So that was a good compromise. It was a great experience for me because the people at Concordia were beyond helpful. And they went through the campus with me and said, we're like, what can we do to make it more accessible to you? So they went through where I would possibly be living and went through where the pavement was and said, okay, this needs to be fixed so your wheelchair doesn't fall off the sidewalk. But yeah, but also it was the girls that made it possible for me to live there. Because although I had kids,
Just a second. I do hydroponics. Sorry. I do hydroponics and the light just came on and they're really bright. See,
okay.
see 'em?
Oh yeah.
It's really bright. Oh no. Sorry, hold on. I messed up the camera again. Sorry, hold on.
It's all right. It'll give my voice a break anyway.
Sick. Okay, come.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there it is. I'm gonna get it.
I'm still doing actually.
good at connecting first.
Well, I got it. I'm working on it.
Oh,
Okay.
no, I mean speech.
Well,
I said, well,
it's not.
it'll minute. See.
How does that work?
That's
Not showing up. It has. Oh. When quicker was.
My high pitch.
Hi, Debbie.
okay.
Okay,
Sorry
sorry about that. So you were telling us about going to Concordia and how they they went around and made things more accessible with you for you.
Yeah,
You can
but I was also, and then I started talking about the girl that made it possible, as well as having personal assistants that got me up in the morning and put me to bed at night. I also had a wonderful group of girls in my dorm that like took me to classes when I wanted to go to chapel in the middle of the day. They took me to chapel and they also fed me lunch. So those girls actually made it possible for me to live on campus during the week, and then I would go home on the weekend and do my own work. So they really made it possible. And I still remain in contact with many of those girls through Facebook and like texting. We text all the time and they call me all the time. So that was good. Okay. After college, for a couple of years, sorry, I'm skipping around here. I got from Concordia the major in communications and the minor in English at that point. And then for a while, I was still living at home trying to find a job. But as you know, finding a job for a person with a disability can be very hard. And because not saying not many people are accepting, but it's hard to find a job, especially for someone who is quadriplegic, who can't feed themselves, who can't like toilet themselves during the breaks. So it's very hard to find a job where you can use your skills and people treat you like a normal person. But it's amazing how I found my first job. Actually, my dad was the first one who started an idea. He was like, well, you're good at writing. Why don't you use your talent? In the meantime, create a blog where people can see what you're able to write, and maybe employers would want to see it and then offer you a job. At that point, I had monthly check-ins with the nurse because at that point I was getting personal care, and you know how they want to do check-ins and see how you're doing. And so my nurse was talking to me. It's like my throat was getting dry, so it's like
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you for helping you clear your voice so we can have a good show here, because we love what you're saying. We want to be able to understand you better.
Yeah. And when I take breaks or take a drink, it kind of cleared my throat a little bit.
Right. Resets some stuff.
Okay. Where was I? I think I was a nurse, right? At this point, I really don't remember her name, but at this point, the name doesn't really matter. She said, "Oh, you're doing all this writing on your blog. You really should show this to someone and show them what you're capable of." And I didn't know it at the time, but her husband worked for the State Department in the department. And so she took that blog to her showed that blog to her husband and said, "Look, can you do something about this? She is a very intelligent young lady and could help you out here." What?
That was like your portfolio.
Yeah. And yeah. Oops.
This is a
Well,
reminder. Dead call simply safe.
sorry, that's my Alexa going off.
It's okay.
You know how that is, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So, she pointed this out to her husband, and about, I don't know, 2 weeks later, he and said, "Look, I did this job for you. Would you like it?" So 2 weeks later, I had started going through the process of working with this company who works as a contractor with this State Department. So I began working for them, writing articles on second bible. For those of you that don't know what second bible is, it's the law that ensures all websites and all websites and all electronic things should be accessible to those with disabilities for the federal employees as well as for the public. So I was reading on their blog the educating people what that law means and how it should affect their website. So that was an interesting and exciting 2 years. After that 2 years, fortunately, my job was cut, and the guy that I worked for moved on, and he was replaced with another guy who didn't quite see the need for that area of second Bible, so my job was cut. As I said, I trusted the Lord at age 5 in Sunday school. I have to rely on people in the Lord to provide for. I have to rely on the Lord to provide all these people for my daily care, my needs. I accept my disability as a way that God enables me to reveal his character. Just like Jesus said to the blind man in chapter 9, he had not sinned, but he told the disciples that this man was born blind, so his character might be revealed and God be glorified. So as of right now, I do not have a job, and my writing ministry is ongoing. I still have that blog, but it is now moved to my website, debbywaltz.com. DEBWALTZ.com. I spelled it out for those of you that can't understand me.
Thank you.
Yeah. And my that I continue the blog with themes like Music Monday, Wisdom Wednesday, and Faithful Friday. Although this month I changed it to Thankful Thursday. So if you go to my website, it'll be Thankful Thursday instead of Wisdom Wednesday. But I also have started and in the process of finishing my novel. It's about two friends, both badly broken. Can they help each other heal while going through their own personal struggles? And I'm in the process of finishing it. Basically, it's about two friends. Lisa goes. The main character, Lisa, goes to visit her aunt and finds out one of her best friends got disabled in a in a wheelchair in the time they've not seen each other. And he reveals that he's become a Christian and he wants her to become a Christian and realize that God can help her through her struggles if only she would let him. So that's the basic storyline of my book. Do you guys have any questions?
No, we'll definitely post the links to all that stuff in the show notes.
Yeah. So usually for this, we let you talk and tell your stuff, but then we go back to it and look over it and we post whatever links you talk about, or you might have forgotten about it that you send us later in an email.
Okay.
Post.
Well, one thing I forgot, I was recently part of a anthology, which is a book of short stories for people with special needs. I got one of my stories published in that book. It's called Room at the Table, encouraging parents of special needs children. I got a thing published in there, and it's a really encouraging book. I would encourage parents of disabled people to really get that book. It really is encouraging, not just because my story, one of my stories in there, but it's really encouraging. So.
There was one thing that I was wondering what you thought about. When people throw around the world the words healed and cured, right? The world views that as, okay, you have a disability and you're only healed or cured if all of a sudden you're normal like everyone else and you have no physical problems or whatever, right? But at least I think we discovered that healing isn't necessarily physical, right?
Yeah, it's
beyond that.
Yeah, it's through God's grace and mercy. And recently I was just reading on Hind's Feet in High Places. I don't know if you have heard that story. It's about it's a parable, like kind of about God and how he uses us, like our weaknesses, to show his strength. And throughout this journey, she wants to go up in heaven and be with them, but he's like, no, you gotta go through this journey. It'll make you stronger, and it teaches her dependence on him. I'm not telling this story right, but I've read it and I'm still in the middle of it, and it's amazing.
Something's also good. Can I ask, when you went to college, did you at any time feel like they were making things accessible and asking questions to make things accessible, so they could like check off the box, or did you feel it was genuine?
Oh, my job, at first I thought it was genuine, but as time went on, it's like, I mean, there were certain people that really wanted to really wanted to interact with me and really were in it because but sorry, really wanted to interact with me and really wanted to get to know me, but
Right.
but as time went on, it was, I don't know, I mean, I was pretty much doing the job in my home, so although there were instances where they invited me to meetings where my dad actually had to drive me to Washington to go to a meeting, but that was only because certain people asked me. So I don't know. At the beginning, I really felt welcome, but when this new guy started and they finally let me go, it's like, okay, obviously God had a other for me, so yeah.
You
Sometimes
sound like me.
sometimes I feel people just do it to check the boxes, but some people are really genuine. I mean, I've been lucky, but yeah.
Yeah. You sound like me though, you know, I go back and forth. There's definitely people that are absolutely genuine and want to help you and want to be who they are and shine how they shine, right? But
Yeah.
then there's definitely people there too that, and you have to be able to discern which is which. And I've been very blessed to be able to see that.
And sometimes you may not necessarily see that in the moment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely. And a lot of times those people are only doing it, and you're just the means to an end, right?
Yeah.
They're just trying to check off a box so they can get paid and take care of their family.
Yeah.
So in essence, you feel like you're being used. But in reality, I look at it as, yes, that's where I was placed. That's where God put me
Yeah.
to. So I'm okay with it in some instances. I mean, not everyone I should have been used in, but
Yeah, you sound like me and the fact that I believe I was placed in this season for a reason. I mean, I don't have a job, so that gives me more time to work on or more time to work on ministry. I mean, if I had a job, I would be working more, actually more than most people, because it's taking me longer to get up. But, I would like be working 9 to 5, and then I would, at the end of the workday, I would just be exhausted and want to go to bed. I mean, I love that job because it gave me purpose, but I was exhausted by the end of the week. Really enjoyed Fridays where I could spend time with family and just relax. During that time, I had also had the opportunity to live on my own and to live with a roommate. That job allowed me to actually pay the bills and rent an apartment with my friend and actually pay the bills and be independent. At that point, I had personal care that got me up every morning and put me to bed at night. But during the weekends, I went home to be with my family. They lived only 15 minutes away, so I could always call them, text them if I had an emergency, like personal aides didn't show up or they were sick. Yeah. So
No.
Hmm.
I think. Do you have anything at this present time that you're working on or want to talk about?
like I said, I'm working on my book and working on continuing my writing in the blog. I really just use my blog as or my website as a platform to show disabled people and caregivers that anything is possible if you trust in God and have faith. I mean, I could just sit around, watch TV all day and do nothing, but I choose to wake up every morning and like say, okay, God, what are you gonna use me for today? Yeah. So I'm right now still working on my book and trying to get that finished and edited and then out to a real editor so I can get it to an agent and then hopefully get it published. But as it is right now, I don't have anything published other than that anthology piece I did.
Would you please keep us updated so we can know and pass that on to our audience?
Yeah, I will definitely keep you updated, and I'm sure if they check my website, I will be the first one to post it on my website. I also have a Facebook page, which you can find under Rolling Debbie, with no G, Rolling Debbie, as in rolling into the future. So
We'll both post a link to that in show notes.
I hope it helps other people realize they're not alone and anything is possible. I mean, I never would have believed I would get a job if it weren't for that creative person that took a chance on me and actually said, okay, she can do the work. And then at that point, I had a purpose. Of course, I always have a purpose, but it was nice to wake up every morning and say, I have a job. This is what I need to do today and do it. And no, I did something good that day and I just hope to pass it on to other people and show them that there's hope and they're not alone.
That's the biggest blessing, being able to do what you do and make sure other people are blessed by it too.
Yeah.
Well, we have another interview, so we're gonna have to go.
Okay.
To say thank you again and have a good day.
And let me know when this is posted or if you need anything. I mean,
Well,
when
keep in touch with me, emailing you afterwards and after this.
I notice when I write stuff down, it's easier. So I might just send you a email with the links just in case.
Okay.
Great, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
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 Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.